North Korea on Tuesday fired a multiple rocket launcher as the regime claims it will soon deploy 300mm launchers. KBS brings you an exclusive report on North Korean workers sent to coal mines in remote areas abroad in order to earn cash for the regime. And police apprehended a pair of thieves who stole a passenger car and tried to escape at high speeds. We bring you black box footage from the chase. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, March 30th. I'm Luke Clary. We begin with a report from North Korea, which again on Tuesday fired a projectile, this time suspected to have come from a multiple rocket launcher, or MRL. Now this comes as the regime claims it will soon deploy 300mm MRLs, and this time the projectile was fired inland rather than toward the sea, a move believed to be aimed at testing and showing off the shot's accuracy.
Around 5:40 p.m. Tuesday, North Korea fired a single projectile with a 200-kilometer range in a northeasterly direction toward the inlands from the coastal city of Wonsan, Gangwon Province. Given the trajectory, the projectile is believed to be the North's new 300mm multiple rocket launcher, or MRL system, 5 shots of which were fired on March 21st. Unlike in the past when launches were made typically toward the East Sea, this time the projectile targeted an inland area where damage could be caused. The move is seen as Pyongyang intending to boast the MRL's performance and accuracy and support its claim that its deployment is impending. A North Korean news outlet said the North's leader Kim Jong-un was satisfied with how the MRL performed ahead of its actual deployment.
사격 결과를 보시고 명중성이 바늘귀를 뀌도 대단히 정확한 데 대하여 대만족을 표시하시면서
The South Korean military believes the new MRLs could likely be deployed at frontline North Korean Army Corps units, from where the South's metropolitan Seoul and its military headquarters in Gaeryongdae can be targeted. However, despite Pyongyang's claim, experts believe that mass production and deployment of the MRLs will take several months.
As the global community continues to ratchet up the pressure on North Korea, concerns are being raised over the possibility of kidnappings targeting South Korean nationals in the border region between China and North Korea. The South Korean government has urged journalists and missionaries in the area to exercise extra caution.
Dandong is a large trade center located near the border between North Korea and China. The area has been frequented recently by journalists covering the latest developments following UN sanctions against North Korea. But sources say there are signs of attempts by North Korea to kidnap South Korean journalists and missionaries or conduct terrorist attacks against them. One North Korean defector who formerly served in the North Korean army in the area said that journalistic activities have been the object of Pyongyang surveillance. The North State Security Department reportedly hired local Chinese residents to secretly monitor South Korean journalists. The North Korean escapee added that the situation could even be life-threatening for South Korean nationals in the area. Seoul has sent warnings to media and religious groups urging them to exercise extra caution when visiting the area.
North Korean workers are sent as far as coal mines in the most remote areas abroad in order to earn cash for the regime. A video obtained by KBS shows North Korean mine laborers subject to brutal working conditions and close monitoring.
The province of Sarawak is located on the island of Borneo in Malaysia. An old building appears in the middle of a tropical forest. A North Korean song is heard from inside. They are North Korean laborers digging coal from a nearby coal mine. The filming crew revisited the mining town for an interview. The workers grow visibly tense when asked if they were from North Korea.
Where are you from, sir? What country?
Inside their lodge, a North Korean propaganda catchphrase stressing solidarity hangs on the wall. On the other side are the portraits of the North's ruling Kim household. But soon after, the crew is shoved outside. The North Koreans even try to grab the camera. As loud shouts are exchanged, suddenly some 20 North Korean workers surround the reporters. A North Korean human rights group and a foreign broadcaster which filmed the clip said that the workers lived together and were practically subject to slave labor under close monitoring.
North Korea is promoting solidarity among its residents by reviving old propaganda slogans that were used during the Korean War or its economic crisis, revealing something about the secretive country since tough new sanctions were imposed against the regime.
This is a North Korean documentary film about the accomplishments of Gunjari village residents in the North's Pyongyang Province during the Korean War. It claims that the villagers' spirit shone during the war when they produced weapons by hand in an underground shaft despite the harsh conditions.
손에 강냉이와 소금을 넣고 그것을 몇 알씩 씹으면서 일했으며 벽시계를 거꾸로 돌려가면서 생산을 다고쳐 박격포를 만들어.
Kim Jong-un personally mentioned the Gunjari spirit in his New Year's speech early this year.
군자리 혁명 정신을 발휘하여 우리식의 다양한 군사적 타격 수단들을 더 많이 개발 생산해야 합니다.
The North Korean regime's newspaper has recently proposed the Gunjari spirit as a new slogan. Earlier, it promoted another slogan calling for efforts to overcome the economic crisis. In a front-page editorial, the bulletin mentioned the Gunjari spirit 43 times, urging the North Korean public to remember the fighting spirit of the 1950s. Analysts say that this demonstrates growing public unrest in the North due to the tough economic sanctions, and that the Pyongyang regime is feeling increasingly threatened over its stability.
Actor Song Joong-ki, the star of KBS hit drama Descendants of the Sun, is scheduled to appear on KBS News 9 tonight. Song will show up at the News 9 studio in person Wednesday night and talk with the main anchor. This is the first time that a TV celebrity will make a live appearance at the studio of KBS's flagship newscast. KBS will provide photos and text messages through the KBS News social networking accounts in real time. When you think about young people getting into the business of agriculture, the first thing that comes to mind is typically young folks heading to rural areas to help older farmers. These days, more interesting startups are growing in number, including those that use agricultural produce to develop creative products.
This apparatus measures the temperature and humidity of flower pots and transfers the data to a smartphone. This smartphone app, which expresses the condition of a plant through verbal dialogue, helps children better interact with plants. University student Shin Hae-rim, who had interest in horticulture, came up with the idea of a talking plant and turned it into a business startup using smart technology.
농업이라는 거에 굉장히 매력을 느껴서 재밌다, 이거 해봐도 될 것 같다. 우리가 뭔가 새로운 트렌드를 만들어 보자.
Finally grind rice after soaking it in water to make rice powder. Then mix the rice powder with edible coloring, olive oil, and bay salt. This Play-Doh for kids was invented gleaning clues from rice cakes, a popular snack in Korea. First of all, it's safe for kids to play with. Also, it boosts sagging rice consumption. The rice Play-Doh is also in the works to be exported to China. These brilliant products using agro-produce help to create jobs, increase farming income, and supply environment-friendly and safe products to consumers. The government will also support these ventures in areas of technology transfer.
Police apprehended a pair of thieves who stole a passenger car and tried to escape at high speeds. Here's the black box footage of the chase and a closer look at the case.
A police cruiser pursues a speeding passenger car. Two patrol cars try to block the suspect's vehicle, but it crosses over the median and escapes. The police pursuit of runaway car thieves occurred at around 4 p.m. March 25th. The suspects turned out to be two men in their 20s who stole a car that was parked with the key inside. The chase took place in downtown Pocheon and covered about 40 kilometers. The suspects attempted desperately to escape, but they came to a stop when their path was blocked and were detained on the spot. The road was blocked by a concrete mixer truck at the request of a police officer from a local substation who received a message of notification about the ongoing chase.
저희 간내로 진입하고 있다고 했고요. 순찰차 한 대로 가로막으면 공간이 가장자리에 약간 생기니까 4명 차량이 오고 있는 거 정지를 시켜서.
The quick arrest was made possible by the collaboration among police stations that transcended their jurisdictions. The Gyeonggi Bukbu Provincial Police Agency has given commendations to two officers, including Lieutenant Kim Song-ho, for displaying courage in detaining the suspects.
An exhibition is being held to mark the 100th birthday of the oldest practicing artist in Korea. Take a look at the paintings of this centenarian artist whose passion and skills still remain intact.
Strong, daring brushstrokes on the canvas. Do they depict traces left by a gusty wind? The powerful rhythmic lines draw the attention of the audience. They are abstract paintings, but a closer look reveals concrete images.
선에서 속도감도 느껴지고 아무래도 직선적인 느낌이 많으니까 시원한 느낌도 받고.
Born in 1916, the artist is 100 years old this year. Kim Jong-un is the oldest artist in Korea who is still active. He has opened a special exhibition marking his 100th birthday by displaying 50 of his paintings.
여러분의 각도에서 나를 봐주시는 데에 따라서 내 그림은 달라지는 거예요. 작가는 그냥 그림만 그리면 돼요.
Kim belongs to the first generation of abstract painters in Korea. He's regarded as a trailblazer who laid out a theoretical framework to modern Korean art. The living legend is still said to paint several hours a day when he's not eating or sleeping. To him, art is fate and life itself.
The last Wednesday of each month is Culture Day in Korea. Various events are held on Wednesdays across the nation to mark the monthly occasion. The Culture Ministry will even implement a shorter workday for the first time to encourage the public to enjoy aspects of culture.
Popular band Rose Motel are to visit the Busan police station to mark the March Culture Day. The band will stage a so-called housewarming concert for police officers and their families free of charge. More than 1,700 cultural and art events will be held nationwide on the third Culture Day of the year. Culture Day is observed on the final Wednesday of each month. In an effort to increase public access to culture, the public will receive opportunities to enjoy movies and performances and attend exhibitions free of charge or at discounted prices. Starting today, special programs will be offered in major areas to promote Culture Day events in the provinces. In Gwangju, regional artists will hold performances and exhibitions at the so-called Salon de Yangnim event. Special programs will be held in 7 areas nationwide, including Incheon, Jeonju, Wonju, and Changwon. The Culture Ministry and its affiliates will also implement a short workday for the first time to mark Culture Day. The aim is to allow employees to finish work 2 hours earlier than usual at 4 p.m. to enjoy culture during the remainder of the evening.
Webfoot octopus is very popular in the spring as it tastes best between mid-March and early April. We bring you the details on this seasonal delicacy in today's Yum Yum TV.
Pyongyang in South Chungcheong Province is Korea's representative producer of webfoot octopuses. A fish market is busy and thriving with webfoot octopus in season. Webfoot octopus tastes best between March and April. Ahead of their spawning season, the small octopuses are plump and contain a lot of roe. A veteran fisherman with 25 years experience and his wife go out to fish webfoot octopus. They arrive at a fishing spot after a boat ride of 20 minutes.
쭈꾸미는 이 연안에서 가에서 많이 잡아요. 조개 같은 거라든지 먹을 게 많거든요. 풍부하거든요.
Local fishermen use top shells to catch webfoot octopuses. They tie top shells with string and leave them underwater, waiting for their prey to fall into the trap. The fishing method is based on webfoot octopus's habit of searching for a home before laying eggs. The fisher pulls up the shell and takes the webfoot octopus out with a sharp hook. When removing the webfoot octopus from the shell, hold the tentacles to keep them fresh longer. Here's some tips on enjoying the fresh webfoot octopuses to the fullest. The Muchangpo Webfoot Octopus Festival is held in Boryang from March 18th to April 10th. First, there are hands-on opportunities to catch webfoot octopuses. People are invited to catch them from a water tank in a limited time of 10 minutes. Catching them with bare hands is not as easy as it looks, since webfoot octopuses are faster and slipperier than expected. There are also places where you can cook and eat the fresh webfoot octopuses in various ways. The first option is shabu shabu. Here's a small tip on eating webfoot octopus shabu shabu best. Eat the legs first and cook the body containing the eggs longer. Around the time when you finish your shabu shabu, cook instant noodles in the broth darkened with the octopus ink. Next is stir-fried spicy webfoot octopuses. Don't miss the eggs inside, which look like rice.
축제에 오니까 먹거리와 먹을거리들이 있어서 굉장히 재밌는 것 같아요.
Eating this seasonal delicacy can be an energy booster as winter turns to spring.
Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.